this is Melanie of Pardesi Reviews, and I'm here with Kathy of Cinemondo Podcast, and we're going to do a trailer reaction to a classic film from 2015. It's one that I really love, Dil Dhadakne Do, which means the heart keeps beating. Kathy has an interesting connection to the star of the movie, Priyanka Chopra. Obviously, this is a multi-star. It has big cast. But if you don't know, Kathy's day job is to make posters for the entertainment industry in LA. So when I mentioned Priyanka Chopra has a Hollywood movie coming out in May, I'm blanking now on the title of it, but it's a romantic comedy with the guy from Outlander, a Scottish actor, randomly.
Scottish guy.
But anyway, she's starting to really delve into Hollywood kind of movies. But so I mentioned Priyanka, and she's like, "Oh, did I ever mention to you?" Kathy was like, "Oh, well, I have a little background with Priyanka."
Worked on Quantico. This is the first season poster.
Yeah,
it's the big new series poster. And we didn't have a shoot for her. So a lot of times they give you just some random shots they have from something else that she was on or whatever. So we just had a head of her basically because they wanted her wardrobe. She was in all her, glorious wardrobe. So we had to do a body double shoot, which is where we go and we just shoot some random people, usually people at work, not usually models, sometimes models. And we just do it to get the comp, to I call them comps, to get the idea of poster to the client to see which ones they like, the studio. And so we did a photo shoot with me wearing my own jacket, my own wardrobe. It was a quick down and dirty shoot of me wearing my jacket in handcuffs. So we just want to get the point across. Priyanka looking like a tough, badass FBI, but she's in trouble, right? So they shot this of me in this outfit, and then we're like, here's the idea. Do you like it? They're like, yeah, we like it. It's like, do you want to shoot again? Nah, we're good. I'm like, oh, okay. So that's my body and Priyanka's head.
So it's a Frankenstein pulled her face from something else. So, and those are your hands.
My hands, but not my manicure. They gave me much better nails than I have. They did that in there. I know you can tell the head's a little bit strange turning because they usually, if you're turning your head like that, you don't look that good anyway. But we figure we kind of could fake it. So I had actually tried posing, turning, incrementally, but they liked this one because they wanted to get the FBI in the back of the jacket. So we did a little bit of a Frankenstein cheat with that. Hollywood, and I guarantee every poster you look at has an element of this. Everything's a body double. There's either a hand or body or a pose or something. Every single thing I work on has some sort of body double or stock image in it that you think is the actor. Every time. So it's so glamorous, isn't it?
Well, it's just crazy because I didn't watch all the seasons of the show, but this is from the first episode when she's, arrested and whatever. And so it's a perfect encapsulation. She's got the FBI jacket on, which I'm not sure that they, put out fitted leather jackets.
They definitely did not. I was like, okay. Right? It just looked better than the baggy jacket we tried that was like official FBI. I was like, that just looks like garbage. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, but but it's perfect because she's been arrested, right? Like, so that's the key thing of the beginning, and then we're off to the races with why was she arrested, who was framing her, blah blah blah. But so it is a perfect thing, and it's so different than any of her Bollywood movies. So right. So
and that's really what they wanted. And she was really badass in that,
absolutely.
She was like running around and being, she was kind of the renegade. And so we had to make her she was FBI, but she wasn't. It's really hard when you're doing, and this becomes a poster discussion, to take an idea of a movie. Just think about this yourselves too. Okay, you're thinking of a movie. Imagine what one still image from this movie would look like. It starts getting it's so hard. It's much easier to do a trailer where you can include a bunch of different elements. Like we wanted to show her as
you can have that's why so many posters have so many images of different people on it, right? Like we see that a lot with Indian, because they want to show you all of these stars.
Yes,
are in this movie.
How do you get, 100 stars in this? Like, I think the most I did was probably Lost final season.
Mm.
They wanted all the previous people in one poster, and they all had to be the same size. So we did a lineup, I think 30 people in it. That was
Oh my
probably
God.
the most ever. So they're teeny, but sometimes they usually do a montage like Marvel to get around like head size because they want people recognizable. So they'll do like a montage with like a big head and a bunch of little people and all. That's where we end up. The Marvel movies have kind of made that vogue again. That was kind of out of vogue for a while. And now people they want to see people. They want to see heads. And especially now, everything's small on streaming. Everything's like digital.
Yeah.
So we have these little tiny images that you're trying to see, as you know, doing thumbnails even. You got to have your head big in there, or everyone wants to see who you are.
But if I think about it, like I have a framed poster from, Star Wars down in my basement. And it's like, you think of it like that old fashioned, they had all the different faces of all the different people that were in the Star Wars film, right? Mm-hmm. So it wasn't just one singular image from the film. Yeah. Generally, it was, and also sort of that hand-drawn look. Not that this is, but anyway, that's sort of the first poster that I remember coming out for Dil Dhadakne Do was, okay, this is cropped a little bit, but it's basically showing, hey, it's going to have these four big people in this movie, right? And then the second poster, it shows the core family in the middle, and then the two people, Farhan Akhtar and Anushka, that they're going to be, it's kind of showing they're going to be influencing the action of the film. Mm-hmm. So, but they're not part of that core family. So, okay, without further ado, we're going to show the trailer, and then let me figure out how to hide all of that. Okay. Kathy is teaching me her magician's ways.
Melanie did not need my help. I'm just trying to give her some new tricks,
true.
but she's totally fine without me. But I love that she's trying to learn new stuff that makes life easier, because the easier this is to do, the more content we can give you guys. That's sort of
right. So we're going to do a full discussion about this movie, but for right now, we're just going to do a trailer reaction to it and introduce the concept of this movie. And again, this is a woman director. Her name is Zoya Akhtar. She comes from a very filmy family, and her father, Javed, is a famous not only song lyricist, but scriptwriter, legendary. Her brother is Farhan Akhtar, who we just showed him. He was the top image. He is in this movie. So this is not her first film, but this is a film she wanted it to be about a brother and a sister, because she's so close with her brother. And they wrote this film together, but also Zoya has a writing and film partner, Rima Kakti, partner. Okay. You're getting that. So
you're getting that.
And so Farhan, not only is he wants to be a singer. I'm saying the real person. He wants to be a singer, and I roll my eyes at him a little bit because he is much better as an actor and as a director. So he had directed Priyanka in a couple of films opposite Shah Rukh Khan called Don. So interesting, where she plays an undercover cop. So so that's like tying into Quantico here a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
She's not a cop in this movie. Okay, anyway, on to the trailer. So
can't wait to see it.
For Dil Dhadakne Do. And go.
नूरी को लेकर तुम्हारा क्या इरादा है? What's so funny, huh? Is it a joke? Kabir, it's a serious matter.
अगर कोई तुमसे पूछे तो मैं कल रात तुम्हारे साथ थी।
वो अपना फ्यूचर मेरे साथ बनाने में बिल्कुल इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है।
तो फिर इंटरेस्टेड बनाओ।
लेकिन मैं भी इंटरेस्टेड नहीं हूँ।
उस प्लेन में इंटरेस्टेड हो? प्लेन चाहिए कि नहीं तुम्हें?
मानव के लिए मेरी जो फीलिंग्स होनी चाहिए वो नहीं है मुझ में।
लेकिन प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
मैंने कहा था सनी से शादी कर लो।
ये दोनों तो बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स हुआ करते थे। कैसे मतलब?
कुछ नहीं, ये अमेरिका चला गया।
You really want to do this right now?
I think it's about time, don't you?
You know my beautiful wife. पर आज अगर तुम्हारा साथ ना हो तो मैं कुछ भी नहीं।
एक्टिंग क्यों कर रहे? कोई नहीं देख रहा.
ये हमारे पेरेंट्स हैं.
कमल, he's so sweet. क्रूज प्लान किया है. मेरे हस्बैंड को तो हमारी एनिवर्सरी भी याद नहीं रहती. तुम्हें तुम्हारा हस्बैंड कैसे याद रहता है?
कबीर मेरा.
Super early. Nice to meet you.
मैं प्लेन उड़ा सकता हूँ.
साइकिल चला सकते हो?
इन सब के हम इनकी धड़कन.
हर शादी में प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं, इश्यू बनाने की जरूरत नहीं है, आगे बढ़ो.
वो आगे बढ़कर डिवोर्स मांग रही है.
Friends. I'd rather jump.
I feel on top of the world. What are you doing?
जरा आगे निकल के
तुम किसी भी जहाज पर चली जाओ, मेरे बिना वो कहीं नहीं जाने वाला.
इसकी शादी पक्की हो गई है.
To who? To her? What?
क्या तुम सच में ये शादी चाहते हो?
क्या तुम सच में डिवोर्स चाहती हो?
फैमिली में सब ऊपर ऊपर से बात करते हैं. असली बात तो कोई करता ही नहीं है एक दूसरे से.
क्या बात करनी है तुम्हें? हाँ?
I love this film. So I hope you will enjoy it.
It looks like a vacation. That's the kind of movie you watch and you feel like I've been on vacation. I couldn't do a cruise because I get seasick, but I love watching stuff about them.
Well, they're showing off their wealth by inviting all of these people on a 10-day Mediterranean cruise.
Gorgeous.
And so the Zoya Akhtar, she wanted to think of a place where could I put all of these people together, because Priyanka is married to Manoj, and she's moved to another city. She's not in the same city with the family anymore.
Wow.
So how can I get all of these people together? And she's like, if they're on a boat, they can't leave.
Perfect.
So they're forced
stuck with each
to all
other.
be together, and all of this conflict
Love it.
Happens. And Farhan Akhtar plays an old love of Priyanka's character, and she's horrified that he's been invited as well. You know, and so it's just like, you know, all of these things happening. And then Ranveer, who plays the son, Ranveer Singh. So this is his third movie with Anushka Sharma. So she's an entertainer on the boat, and so they're, you know, I mean, they've had chemistry already. His debut movie was with her. So, you know, this is their third time together. And again, you know, so we already know that they have good chemistry together, right? So if we see them on screen together, we're like, okay.
That's that savvy casting where it's like it's relying on the audience to already know, you know, and so that way you're kind of predicting and anticipating how they get together.
Yeah, no, what the key thing is that it took the director at least a year to convince Anil Kapoor, who plays the father, to take this role. So this is a guy, an actor who was huge in the 80s. He did this film called Mr. India with Sri Devi. It's kind of a you know, everyman superhero where he wears a watch that makes him invisible.
Oh my god.
And then he's done a lot of like action movies, like this one with Mattdo.
Wow, that poster.
I mean, it's so 80s. It's so 80s.
That is amazing. Look at that hair. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So that was actually a huge thing, that he's showing gray hair.
Yeah.
And he's playing a father role.
That's not fun for anyone.
In this film, right? It took him, like I said, it took this director a year to convince him to do that. And what I really admire about Anil Kapoor is since then, he won some awards for being a supporting actor in this film. And then he's gone on to do some really interesting character work, some really interesting roles, most notably AK versus AK is just like a real riff on his stardom. And but anyway, I mean, he's been willing to take more interesting roles, and I think especially because his son wants to produce with him, and they've done some interesting films. It's like, okay, I'm supporting my son. I'll be in this.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, no, but it's led to some really interesting work. But it's like it was a big deal. Like when the first poster come out and the first look of Anil Kapoor in this film, and you're like, oh my God, he has gray hair. Like, I mean, because, do we see Shah Rukh Khan with gray hair? We do not.
Hell no. Nobody wants to see that.
Do we see Salman Khan with gray hair?
Eventually, I feel like he will, and he will embrace it and do cool stuff. I feel like he's that guy who eventually he'll get to that. I mean, he's just on that verge, I think. And also, I think sometimes when people finally, it's hard for an actor to give up the sex symbol, women, men and women. But when they do, a lot of times they do some of their best work because they're not just picking these, hero roles. Like they can start doing, like you were saying, he's doing more interesting stuff because they'll take more chances. There's less on the line. Like they can okay, I'll play an older guy with baggage. I can play, more complicated characters because I'm not just preening in front of the camera all the time. There's nothing wrong with preening. I'm just saying.
Well, it's like when we watched Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham together, right?
Yes.
And that was the same story with Amitabh being willing to take father roles after being this huge action star from the 70s.
Yeah.
And then, pivoting his career and then doing all of these father roles. Yeah. It's same kind of thing, right? Yep. Where, he then, did exceptional work, but it was, a real pivot for him. So anyway, I highly recommend this film. You're going to have a good time watching it. It definitely, for me, has a lot of fun. And also, one of the songs they were playing in the trailer is called Gale Godian, and it's a 5-minute tracking shot.
Wow. I love those. I'm a sucker for it.
And so, they showed a little teeny bit of it. It's like just this huge family dance off kind of a thing. And that's probably my favorite scene of the movie. But I think Priyanka, she's done a lot of fine movies, but I really enjoy her in this role. And the dialogues are so crisp. I mean, and it's just like cutting, biting. Shefali Shah, who plays the mother, the wife of Anil Kapoor, she's exceptional in this.
Looks so
good. Really, this kind of launched her. She was recently in this film called Darlings with Alia Bhatt.
I watched that.
Mother. And she was really great in that. So anyway, it's led to a lot. This film, I think, led to a lot of great things for her. So coming soon, a full discussion with Kathy on Dil Dhadakne Do, and I hope you really enjoy it.
I love a good fight of the generations. It's that's really fun. I really enjoy that.
I mean, I think it's also just because someone like Zoya, and the connections that she has, the connections that her family has in the film industry, she's one of those people like Karan Johar who can convince a big group of stars to all be in the same movie together. And for me, it's also fun seeing this trailer because one of the young lovers, who's just a smaller supporting role, is Vikrant Massey, who's gone on to do lovely lead roles recently, but this was only his second film, right? Oh. So it's like and I remember watching it the first time going, who's that hottie over there? Who is that?
He is a star, and now he is.
I wasn't all, using my tissue to, pick up the drool from Seabird.
So true. Yeah, I was say there's a lot of handsome men in this trailer. I'll have to take a look at it. It's gonna be a torture. I'll do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of good looking men. That's true. But yeah, Farhan Akhtar, he's done amazing work as a film director, and so he's done Don. He's done Don 2. And so basically, occasionally I'll just tweet out, "Where's Don 3? Just give it to us."
Yeah, right. Why not? It'd be cool to see an update.
Because he's touring with his band, Kathy.
Oh yeah, his passion. Damn it.
I'm not saying he can't sing because he does sing on a couple of. He and Priyanka don't watch the end credits because they sing one of the end credit song together.
Okay. Well, you know,
No, it's
Keanu
good.
Reeves
No,
also has a band, but does anyone care? No.
I'm
Dogstar.
like, throw us a bone, Farhan. Like, act in something again or direct something again because I'm out here waiting.
Your fans want you on screen
or behind the camera,
or even behind the camera.
just not holding a guitar, just like just throw us.
I can't wait to see this movie. I want to see him singing. I want to see Priyanka doing her thing. I want to see all kinds of great acting. That's all I want. It looks like a really juicy one.
It is. All right. So look for that coming soon. And Kathy and I are also doing reaction to trailers on her channel. So make sure you go to Cinemondo Podcast, and the link will be in the description below, and check out what we're doing on her channel as well.
It's so fun.
All right.
Bye.